Oh my word! Have you ever seen anything like that? Hey, look at that!
Problems there.
And here comes Hurst. He's got some people on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
Hello and welcome to They Think It's All Over, the sports quiz that's failed its random urine test. Our regular team captains are David Gower and Gary Lineker, encumbered as usual with Lee Hurst and Rory McGrath. David's special guest is an athlete who, within 3 years of leaving school in Sunderland, achieved a unique feat. He got a job. Former World, Commonwealth and European 1500 metres champion, Steve Cram. And Gary's special guest is a comedy actor best known for Red Dwarf, in which, through an uncanny piece of method acting, he plays an annoying lippy scouser. Great chance. So we start off with our celebration round. We show each team a goal celebration, and what we want to know is why the players are doing what they're doing. David, Lee and Steve, your piece of action comes from December 1995 when Middlesbrough met West Ham in the Premiership.
Juninho forward, ball breaks to Cox. Oh, nice turn by the fullback, shoots, scores. That's a very good goal for the Middlesbrough fullback.
Sudden softies.
Leave West Ham out of this.
No, Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough. It's south, it's near the equator, isn't it?
No. I should point out, Steve, David's very factual.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Makes up for the lack of gags.
He may not know a joke, but he knows where the equator is.
He does. So where exactly is it, Dave?
See, long way down there. Can you see past that last row?
Yeah.
There we go, that was one of the
Can't
jokes.
see that.
Yeah, the keeper, he probably thought it...
Excuse me?
Hey, no, hold on, what was it again? Annoying lippy scouser?
Yeah.
Got it.
Cheeky git.
Paul McKenna hypnotised him, right? Because he was looking for a bit, you know, like a lot of these athletes now, they're looking for a bit of oomph in the game without going for illegal substances. Like with him, it was a bat. And what they do, right?
What's that got to do with
Shut up, you've got to laugh. And see him being factual again. He says, I need a bit of a fillip in my game. So he says, right, I'll hypnotise it, look like a horse, right, to go like a horse, and then you'll move faster down the wing. The trouble was, next game, broke his leg, and he had to be put down. I think you find that is the answer.
I'm going to give you a clue. It's got something to do with a film, all right?
It reminded me of John Cleese. Either that or Barrymore.
Nothing like John Cleese.
You're getting factual now.
All right, so it's catching, isn't it?
Yeah, that's sort of holy grail type.
You've got anoraks down here.
Monty Pythonish, you know, some of the old, the White Knight by the
Yeah,
bridge.
I'm going to give you that. You get your points for that, yeah. It is indeed all to do with horses, but not real ones. Rather, the pretend horse riding done by men with coconut shells in the film Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Let's actually hear Neil Cox explain it for us.
We was watching a film called The Holy Grail with King Arthur in it, and he run about like this. And also, Viv Anderson does our assistant manager.
So well done, 3 points. Brian Robson has, of course, discovered the truth of life in the Premiership. There are no easy games, especially when you're completely shite. Gary, Rory and Craig.
Is this the bit where I'm allowed to speak now?
Yeah, you're allowed to speak now. Gary, Rory and Craig, your celebration comes from the third round of this year's FA Cup when Watford took on Wimbledon at Vicarage Road. Incidentally, keep an eye out for Liverpool Mick Harford's impromptu appearance.
Try one, through Mooney, and this time it's gone in. And Mooney has scored against the Premiership side.
It's Watford, isn't it? So they knew Graham Taylor was about to become their manager, so they were practising dying on their arses.
Do you want a clue?
Yes.
As I gave them one. OK, it's got a film link.
I don't know, 8 sportsmen on their backs with their legs in the air. Is it the Princess Di story?
have to call a limit on Princess Di jokes, all right?
Is that it?
Only another 50 this show.
If it's a film reference, is it the one with the Swedish nurse in it? Because when they're like that, the Swedish nurse...
No, if you remember... Different movie. If you remember, they're wearing different coloured shirts and they're facing the other way.
Yeah, but there was a horse in that one as well, wasn't there?
Let's then, if nobody knows it, hear Tom Mooney, the goal scorer, explain it for us.
We were travelling home from an away game and we watched a film called Animal House. We decided that in the FA Cup game against Wimbledon, we'd try and beat them at their own game. And after I scored, the shout was dead ants and we laid down and wiggled our legs, hoping to wind Wimbledon up a little.
Stamped on by Mick Harford.
They did stop very quickly after Mick Harford went through them, and then Vinnie Jones appeared with a kettle of boiling water. So many thanks there to Tom Moody for providing us with that explanation, but we can't possibly let him go without humiliating him unnecessarily. Here are some of Tom's other attempts to tell the story in one sentence.
We watched a film called Dead Ants. No. Wimbledon are renowned for their celebrations. We thought we'd try and beat them at our own game. Their own game, yeah. Whilst travelling back from an away game, we watched a film on the TV. In one of the scenes, there was a dead ant situation.
So, at the end of this round, it's Gary's team on 0 and David's team with 3. Our second round is the photo fit round. We've cruelly ripped apart 3 sporting faces and then lovingly reassembled them. David's team first dissect this unholy trinity.
It's a human shaving brush, isn't it?
Looking at that hair, I think that's Dave falling down a lift shaft. Yeah, it's Don King's hair. How does he do his hair, Don King? Come to think of it, how does anybody do their hair? Is it Ian Wright's mouth?
Yes, it is Ian Wright's mouth. Well done. As you can see, Ian Wright's got a gold tooth in his mouth. That's apparently the only safe place to keep your valuables in the Arsenal dressing room.
The eyes, we don't know.
You don't know? OK, well, you've got 1 point then.
No, we've got 2.
No, that was wrong, I'm afraid.
Well, it wasn't Don King.
It wasn't Don King.
Well, you never said it wasn't.
His ears, for a start. Look.
What do you think? It's Desert Orchid.
You're going for Desert Orchid, OK?
Desert Orchid's the only other grey we know other than Dave. And Dave would like some of the attributes of Desert Orchid, wouldn't he?
OK, well, let's split it up and see who they in fact are. We've got Ian Wright. There you are, W.G. Grace. Is there a problem? If you remember, David Icke insisted that God had instructed him to wear turquoise shell suits. So obviously the supreme being is a Scouser with shares in Millets. So we had 1 point there for David's team, and now it's Gary's team's turn. Unstitch this one.
Oh, yeah. I think it's Martina Navratilova's new girlfriend, is it?
Was that you years ago? David Gower years ago?
He's the Lloyd Webber brother who got the looks.
Harpo Lloyd Webber.
Harpo Gower, that one, isn't it? Must be Eubank.
Eubank in the middle.
Yeah, Eubank. Do you know why he wears a monocle?
Go on.
Because he doesn't want to go into the opticians and ask for spectacles. Actually, Chris Eubank has just signed a multi-million deal with Sky TV. He gets both movie channels and Nickelodeon.
The bottom one looks like must be a rugby player or something like that. I haven't seen it. You see Will Carlin picking up the trophy. That was good. Not the last time he's been in the Royal Box.
That's,
I wonder who's going to replace Will Carlin. Will it be James Hewitt again? Sorry?
That's 48 Princess Di jokes to go. That's 1 you've got then.
Gower.
Yes, Gower's hair before he put it on the hot wash. Yeah? That was when David Gower was known as the 5th stylistic.
Can I just say, you know, that we had a bit of an advantage there, except for the fact that Dave didn't realise that was his hair.
Well, I don't suppose you'd have got yours either, would you, mate? No, got no idea.
No, hang on, darts player, it is Leighton Rees.
OK, so you're going for Leighton Rees, the darts player. Let's split it up and have a look.
Where is Lee?
David Gower, we know. Hubert, we know. And Ozzy Ardiles, of course. Often compared to Leighton Rees, the darts player. Ozzy Ardiles has now moved to the Japanese League, where he's having about as much success as you did. That wasn't too bad of me, was it? I haven't done a go at your hair yet. How long have you been working in that chip shop? OK, so at the end of that round, Gary's team have 2 and David's team have 4. It's half-time now, and the team sweat and strain for no points at all, just like Middlesbrough, as we ask them to provide the voices for some sporting footage. David's side, your clip's fairly well known. It features a certain John Patrick McEnroe getting in a tiz with the umpire at Wimbledon in 1981.
I cannot believe it. I'm starving, or they've given me strawberries and cream. What is it with these British people?
Out, love 40. Mr. McEnroe, I'm afraid there's more bad news as well about your lunch.
What?
Your pizza's not arrived.
You cannot be serious. Get on the phone, order me another pizza now, you joke.
0171 Savile Row Pizzas, upper crust delivery service. Hello. Oh, here he is now. Nice grey suit. That must be the man.
My moped was stuck in the traffic. Now I'm getting caught in Princess Margaret's stockings. And I've forgotten something.
I cannot believe he hasn't got a pizza box. He's forgotten the pizza. Where is my pizza? I ordered Quattro Stagioni. I ordered it 4 hours ago.
I'm sorry, sir. They should have explained to you. We're out of Quattro Stagioni today.
Out? Out? The Quattro Stagioni is in. It is in. I saw the menu. It was on this line in the menu. It was on the line.
Steady on, sir. At least I remembered the free Coke.
Free Coke? I got that coming out of my ass.
John McEnroe, of course, married Tatum O'Neill and flirted with a career in acting. He had a small part in Ryan's Daughter. You knew what you come here for. Right, Gary's team now. Your clip features a touchline fracas from USA 94, in which Irish manager Jack Charlton and striker John Aldridge had a free and frank exchange of views with a FIFA official who wouldn't let Aldridge onto the pitch.
Oh, bloody hell, they've scored now. I'm going to have to make a substitution. I'm going to have to put this man on.
Are you sure that this bloke is Irish?
Well, I don't know his name, but he's definitely Irish. He once saw Val Doonican live. And he definitely shagged one of the Nolan sisters. No, he shagged all of them, actually, and one of the brothers as well. Hey, I ate 3 shredded wheat, me.
Don't call me Irish, I'm a Scouser. Just because I got a pint of Guinness at a pub in Kilburn doesn't make me Irish. Tell him I'm mad. I'm mad. Tell him I'm mad.
He's with the ale. He's with the ale. Leave him alone. He's had a few drinks.
You. I'm a robber, mate. I'm a robber. I've robbed 4 billions this week.
Okay, yeah, calm down now. Come on. Hey, John, deep breath.
All right.
Come on. You're on, sir. All right.
Get off me shirt.
You're on, sir.
He's not Irish either.
It's back to the quiz, and it's author, in which our teams have to identify grisly extracts from dreadful autobiographies. David's team, who wrote this?
I decided to take a hot bath, but my anticipated relaxation turned into a nightmare when a swarm of ants started to run around the rim of the bath, trapping me for what felt like ages. I had to keep topping up the water until they decided to go back to their nest, but at least the weight was lost.
We've got a sportsman being attacked by ants in the bath. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Coming
so
second.
That's clearly Paul Merson. This isn't actually his book. This was his statement to the police. Can I just say at this point, it's an honour to have Steve on the show because he's one of my idols. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thanks, Lee. It's nice to meet you.
When did you give in? Because I didn't hear of an official announcement.
A couple of years ago, actually, Lee. You know, it was a bit sad, actually. This is going to go into the all-time great excuses, isn't it?
I would have thought
Well, if ever we hear it, yeah.
We'll get on with it.
I was running through a park.
You're running through a park?
And there's a lady pushing a pushchair with her baby, and I tripped over her.
So basically you...
Pulled an abdominal muscle and that was it? That was
the end of your career?
Mm-hmm.
What, because at that time in your career you couldn't outrun a baby in a pram? Yeah, well, can we cut that bit where I said he was one of my idols, right?
Yeah, who wrote this?
Sorry.
If anybody's going to lose to Nest of Ants, it's Bruno, isn't it? But he doesn't have to make the weight, so I reckon... We've had him once already, but I think it's got to be Eubank, because he was always having problems with his weight.
Ants in the pants.
Ants in the pants. he was scared of ants. That's why he never watches the National Lottery.
Can I just take this opportunity to say that it's a great honour to have Craig Charles on the show. He's always been an idle... No. He's always been an idle bastard. I mean...
So I'm not are you? There's only those questions.
Let's the Piggott.
Go for a boxer.
All right.
Well, think of a boxer.
Who's written a book?
Oh dear.
It's difficult without big clocks. No, it was in fact Lester Piggott. His retirement was a particular disappointment for the Queen, for whom he wrote many times. She was a great fan of his. And of course, the feeling was mutual. He keeps thousands of pictures of her stuffed in his mattress. Of course, now that Lester's retired, he spends a lot of time with his family, bouncing about on his grandchildren's knee. OK, over to Gary, Rory and Craig. Here's your extract.
He walked over to where we were talking and grabbed hold of my crotch. "Hey, get off," I yelled. "What do you think you're doing?" I just wanted to feel how big those balls really are, because that lap was unbelievable. That's quite a tribute coming from your teammate.
Not more women's tennis.
Is it Jane Torville?
Lineker in Torville bollocks jibe.
Could it be, what do you think, Craig? Could it be Linford Christie?
No one's got hands that big.
Nigel Mansell.
Is the correct answer. Yes. Last season, Mansell was famously too fat to fit into his McLaren. He was last seen 9th on the grid at Silverstone in a Renault Espace. So, at the end of that round, David's team have 4 and Gary's team have 5. Our next round gives the teams a welcome chance to grope a total stranger. It's Feel the Sportsman, in which they have to identify a sporting personality by touch alone. David and Lee, if you'd like to get out there first, please. Take your blindfolds with you. OK, can we have our first mystery guest, please? Right. Your 90 seconds start now.
Oh! Have I fallen down a hole?
Round or over? I'll give you a clue. They didn't come here tonight in a Fiat Uno.
My God! How many you got? Oh, hang on. No.
They're all wearing carpets.
They're huge. Is it Willie Carson on steroids? Is this my worst nightmare, going into a pub? Do you know what I mean? Somebody bumps into me and I turn around and go, yeah, oh God.
Where's that ball
Time's
gone?
running out.
Yeah, there's a ball. There's a ball. Give me the ball.
Basketball, what are we doing? Was it?
Hang on. I don't know.
Is it a basketball? Is it something?
Yeah, basketball. Yeah, it's a basketball. It passed the basketball test. It's definitely, even though one of their heads has fallen off. It's a basketball team. Do we need any more?
Yeah, just a little bit more specific than that. You're nearly there.
What team? The London Towers.
Globetrotters.
The London Towers basketball team.
Still must be in
No,
existence.
come
No,
on,
it's
quick,
not.
quick.
Crystal Palace basketball team.
Quick.
Oh God.
OK, take your
It's not the
blindfolds
All
off.
England netball team. Oh my God.
Lee, I'll give you one more guess.
One more guess. Is it the England basketball team?
Correct. 3 points. Well done. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Got a ringer there.
Okay, Gary and Rory, I'll be equally kind to you. Up you go.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Okay, blindfolds on.
How long do we get for this, Nick?
90 seconds.
Can you pretend we're Manchester United and give us 5 minutes?
If you want, we can pretend it's you having sex and just have 5 seconds. Okay, can we have our next mystery guest, please? Okay, your 90 seconds starts now.
Hang on, trying to get my feet here. Oh. Bloke lying down. Oh, hello.
Is it Frank Bruno? Sorry, Frank. I didn't mean it, Frank.
Hello. He always
I'll
went to
give you
public
clues.
school.
He's recreating a famous moment from his career.
Ah,
It's a ball.
footballer.
Also, the kit doesn't fit him quite as well as it used to.
An
Is
ex-footballer.
it a goalkeeper? He's got... No.
Is it somebody trying to head a ball?
I'll give you. I said I'd be kind of give you one more clue. He's only in that position because we couldn't find a fence to sit him on.
It's Trevor.
He can do it. The scores at the end of that round are David's team 7 and Gary's team 8. Okay, into our final round now, which is, of course, the name game. Our regular comedians give clues to the identities of a string of sports people, while their teammates have 90 seconds to guess as many names as they can. No rhyming and no passing. Winning team goes first, which is Gary's team. Nip and tuck. Rory, are you ready? Your 90 seconds start now.
Snooker player, Hurricane.
Higgins. Alex Higgins.
American, I think, tennis player had a bit of a drugs problem, made a comeback. Italian sounding.
Garilatis.
No. Girl.
Capriati.
Yeah,
First name? First name?
Yeah. Rugby player, leader of the Argonauts. Jason.
England.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason
Go on.
Lennon.
That's it. Yes. Big fat twat. The mouthpiece, even though he talks through his arse, of the Football Association.
Graham Kelly.
Correct. A rugby player. Push 'em underwater. Push 'em underwater.
Duckham.
David Duckham. Yeah, very good indeed. Footballer gets up your nose, or comes out your nose, in fact. No.
Bog.
Individual.
Bogey.
Bogey.
Ian Bogey.
Don't know what this bloke does. His first name's the Saint of Marks and Spencer's. Saint Michael, and his second name is what Julie Andrews was in The Sound of Music. She was.
Crap. Sorry.
Rugby player, second name what Lee hasn't got any of. Hair.
Brains.
Must hoover up in here. It's so. Must brush all. It's so rusty, dirty. Nearly rusty and dirty. Dusty. Yeah. Oh dear. Brazilian, I think, goalkeeper named after a frisky cat.
Leo.
Cat.
Felix.
Felix. Yeah, very good.
5 seconds.
Bojack's first name.
Theo.
Theo was the nickname of Theo Pathos. Correct.
Right, so you need 10 to draw level, and 11, obviously, to win. So, Lee, your 90 seconds start now.
Big mouth, football manager, Notts Forest. Correct. Used to run against him, not Seb Coe, the other one.
Steve Ovett.
Correct. England rugby player, really fast, got his brother plays for England as well.
Rory Underwood.
Correct. American 400 metre runner, had the world record.
Michael Johnson.
No, the other
Butch
one.
Reynolds. Butch Reynolds.
Correct. England cricket, it sounds like he's crashed into the back of your car, his surname. And his first name is Matthew, Luke and John.
Mark.
And second is like...
Ramprakash.
Correct.
Sorry,
yeah. Scottish distance runner, same name as the Queen. And
Liz McCall.
Correct. England footballer, ex-Sheffield United. His surname is you'd eat it and then it'd really make your arse burn. This one, if you had 8 pints lager, it'd make your penis burn. His second name is the athletics coach for Great Britain, and his second. This one, his first name is like Maverick. You know that Western series. His first name is.
Yep. Oh, Maverick.
Yeah, forget that. Second name is what you go up to in heaven, and they play harps and stuff like that, and they go ooh like that. Well, they don't. They don't go like that for any apparent. They're on drugs, all of them. They have harps and wings and are in heaven.
Angels!
Yeah, and his first name...
Angel.
Correct. American jockey, Tiny, and he's a cobbler.
Colton.
No, he's a cobbler. Correct. His first name is the same as and he's a boxer, and his second name, it's not Sage and Onion, it's another...
Excellent. Yet another tiebreaker. So, how do we settle this one? Well, Gary, do you recognise this?
Yes, I think it looks like Gary Lineker's soccer quiz book.
This is indeed Gary Lineker's soccer quiz book, written, allegedly, by Gary Lineker. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask you a question from your book. If you get it right, or if I say you get it right, your side wins. If you get it wrong, David's side wins. Is that fair?
What about the David Gower book of cricket questions? Don't we get that out?
Well, maybe that'll happen another time, clever clogs. Maybe it's just down here. Okay.
Why don't you ask me that question and Gary the one out of my book?
Oh, just shut the f*** up. The rules are decided already. Okay, Gary, this is your question from your book that you wrote.
Of course.
Who was the Airdrie captain who missed the 1992 Scottish Cup final after being booked for pulling a face in the semi-final?
Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Because I wrote that book. But that was actually the page that was done by the researcher.
If there is so much as one question in here you didn't write, you're a cheat and a charlatan.
Well,
I wrote the questions, I didn't do the answers.
Okay, Gary, what's the answer to that question?
It's Mr. McTaggart.
What? You don't mean Jock McTaggart, do you? No, that is incorrect. David Gower is this week's winner.
David Gower is now going to spend the next 3 weeks reading his book.
I've got far better things to do than that.
I don't think you have, mate. For anybody interested, the answer, by the way, was Jimmy Sanderson. Our thanks go to David Gower, Lee Hurst and Steve Cram, and Gary Lineker, Rory McGrath and Craig Charles. We're all off to get drunk and have short-lived marriages to Mandy Smith. My name's Nick Hancock. They think it's all over. It is now.
The Good Sports are back an hour later next week with Men Behaving Badly at 9:30. And coming up next tonight on BBC One, the Oscars.